Japanese meteorologists report that the most warm air moving toward and from was formed blend of cloud and a heavy rain in Ishikawa Prefecture. They warn that the cloud may also form neighboring Toyama Prefecture in the afternoon. Residents in the prefecture are advised to be prepared for landslides and flooding in low-lying areas. The Japan Meteorological Agency report that a record 331 mm of rainfall fell in Kanazawa, Ishikawa Prefecture in 20 hours. This almost is 1.5 times its average monthly rainfall in August. Heavy rains are also continuing in Kyushu region and the northern parts of Japan. By noon, 58 mm of rain fell in an hour in Osa, Kumamoto Prefecture, and 15 mm in Saikai, Nagasaki Prefecture. The agency reports that atmospheric conditions have become very unstable due to the warm moist air following the front extended form in low-pressure system. The front is expected to gradually move southward. This could cause local heavy rains also Sea of Japan coast from northern and western Japan. The risk of landslides has increased significantly in Aori, Akita, Niigata, Toyama, and Ishikawa Prefecture. Landslides warning have been issued in some areas of this prefecture. The population is urged to be vigilant about the landslides, flooding in low-lying areas, river flooding, and overflowing reservoirs. They also urged to be cautious about the lightning strikes, sudden gusts of winds and hail. The Fire Disaster Management Agency said 41 people were affected in Okinawa and Kagoshima Prefecture. Some 166,000 households in Okinawa and Kagoshima Prefecture in southwest Japan remained without power as Typhoon Hanun continued in lashed out with a heavy rain and gust winds increasing in potential damage. According to the Japan Meteorological Agency, the storm was moving northwest in the East China Sea with a low speed of gust of up to 222 km per hour. It was scheduled to change direction and move eastward to mainland by Tuesday, but it passed to Ankara. 2 people were reported dead as of Tuesday morning in Okinawa, a popular tourist destination about 100-600 kilometers southwest of Japanese capital Tokyo. Naha Airport, located in the Okinawa capital on the main gateway in the prefecture, reopened Tuesday after 2-day closure. The Transportation Ministry said 304 flights were cancelled. Local duty Okinawa Electric Power said 116,000 households, or about a quarter of all homes covered, were experienced power outage as at 10:36 a.m. local time, according to its website. In addition, power was out of about 6,515 households on Amai Island in Kagoshima Prefecture. Two people have reportedly died in severe flooding and engulfed part of Benjian. Typhoon Doksuri passed through China's capital. The People Daily reported Monday that 2 people were found unconscious in River Mingutu, a neighborhood in western Benjian that was hit by severe flooding. More than 31,000 people have fled their homes in the city, according to the state broadcaster. The China Meteorological Administration said heavy rain continued to fall in Benjian, as well as Hebei and southern Shanghai and eastern Shanghai, as Doksuri dissipated over northern China. Doksuri, one of the strongest storms in the hit China in recent years, caused widespread flooding last weekend in the southern province of Fujian, forcing hundreds of thousands of people from their homes. According to the city observatory, the average rainfall in Benjian was 176.9 mm, while the maximum rainfall in some parts of Mengdu reached 518.9 mm. Benjian Road Radio reported on a Monday that the 105 km long Fansha railway line, which connects Faktai district in western Benjian, was severely damaged in water, causing traffic disruption. About 2,000 passengers commuters and railroad workers were evacuated from two trains. A powerful earthquake has struck the Japan Pacific coast, triggering widespread alarm and bravely raising fears to potential tsunami. The quake registered a magnitude of 7.5 hit in 11:13 a.m. local time, which is epicenter located near the eastern coast of the Honshu, Japanese largest island. The tremors and shockwaves through Tokyo and other major cities caused business the way of prompted immediate evacuation warning the coastal area. According to Japan Meteorological Agency, the earthquake epicenter was located about 13 kilometers southwest of the city Sendai, Mingguan Prefecture, at a depth of 16 kilometers. The quake was felt across the region, including in Tokyo, which left around 300 kilometers in the south. Despite the intensity of the tremors, no major damage or casualties have yet been reported, although assessment is still underway. In response, authorities initially issued a tsunami advisory, warning residents along the coast to be prepared for the wave up to meter high. The advisory was later after official statement of tsunami threat have passed. Despite the cancellation, coastal communities remain on a high alert, with the local government advised caution. Japan, which sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, experienced frequency earthquake due to tectonic movements on the region. The country in some of the most severe earthquake early warning system in the world, of the residents have long-term trapped in their response during such extreme weather. Nevertheless, in memory, devastated 12/11 Tokyo earthquake of tsunami, which claimed nearly 6,000 lives, remain fresh, especially to those hardest hit regions. Following today's tremors, rail services were temporarily halted in many areas, including the Shinkwa bullet train lines. Some flights were also delayed as airports conducting safety inspections at the capital. Tokyo official buildings, where the several minutes prompted railroad to seek shelters under the deck. Power outage were reported in some parts of the northern Japan, although electricity was reported relatively quickly. Prime Minister resumed the national television address, stating the government was closely monitoring the situation. Northern Japan is experiencing a difficult time after heavy rain, caused severe flooding in Sendai and Miyagi Prefecture. Flooding streets hitting transportation and forcing thousands of residents to leave their homes. Authorities have cancelled the situation, one of the worst flood emergency in the recent year. More than 200 millimeters of rain fell in Sendai in 24 hours, nearly 3 times the average monthly rainfall. River, including the high roads and Naturi, burst their banks, flooded homes, shops and farmland. Drone footage showed entire neighborhoods underwater, with the cars floating in flooding highways. I lived here for 40 years, but never seen the water rise so fast, say local shopkeeper, who was told to wash away overnight. Emergency service walked through the night, rescue families from the rooftops with the inflatable boats and helicopters. More than 15,000 households were left without power, and schools across the region were closed indefinitely. Hospitals in low-lying area were forced to evacuate parents as the water flooded the first floor. The Japan Meteorological Agency issued the highest warning level, alerting residents to further landslides and flash flooding. Officials urged people to remain in shelters until the situation stabilizes. People live a risk, and please not return home until the safe go to. Economic losses are mounting. Preliminary estimates put the damage to crops, factories and infrastructure at billions of yen. Rail service, including Tohoku, have been suspended. 11,000 of people staying at Sendai Airport has also temporarily suspended operation after in runway were flooded. Experts say climate change is making Japan more vulnerable to extreme rainfall. Meteorologist Hakura Santa explained it. Water oceans feed storms in more moisture, leading no stronger and more destructive downpour. According to the US Geological Service, a 7.6 magnitude earthquake struck on the northern coast of Japan prompted Tokyo to issue a tsunami warning and advise people to seek shelter. The earthquake was recorded at around 11:15 p.m. local time at a depth of 53.1 kilometers off the northern coast to Aomori Prefecture, the US Geological Service said. According to the Japan Meteorological Agency, the earthquake exceeded 6 to the Japanese scale from 0.7. A powerful 7.6 magnitude earthquake struck on the northeastern coast of Japan on a Monday, prompting evacuation and tsunami warning to some coastal areas. According to the Japan Meteorological Agency, a tsunami nearly 10 feet hit coast in some coastal area, including Await, Aomori, and parts of Hokkaido. A JMA reported that 16-inch high tsunami had already been observed in Aomori in Hokkaido. A US Geological Survey reported that the earthquake struck at 11:15 p.m. local time, about 17 km off the country coast at a depth of about 53 km. A CNN team in Japanese capital Tokyo felt strong tremors during the earthquake, which it lasted more than 13 seconds. A powerful earthquake magnitude 7.6 on a Richter scale struck on the east coast of Japan, triggering a tsunami warning, the shutdown of transport system, and the evacuation of thousands of residents high ground. The earthquake, which occurred near the Izu Bonin through was felt in the Tokyo, Yokohama, Chiba, and Fukushima, while buildings shook in almost a minute. A Japan Meteorological Agency issued a tsunami warning that the wave could reach height of 1 to 3 meters along parts of the Pacific coast. Authorities reported that the fire waves about 1 meter high hit coastal town in Shizuoka and Ibaraki Prefecture. We heard the tsunami sirens right away in the rain, said 62-year-old fisherman Daichi Morimoto from Choshi. Everyone remembered 2011. No one wanted to see what happened. Local media captured scenes of passengers being evacuated from train stand, and high-speed train service were suspended to inspiration. Several highways were temporarily closed due to fierce landslides, especially in a mountainous area that have seen heavy rain in recent days. Dozens of buildings were damaged, including cracks in the walls, broken windows, and overturned shelters in a supermarket. An earthquake with a magnitude of 7.6 occurred off the coast of Japan, with the intensity exceeding 6 on the Japanese scale. A tsunami warning has been issued, with the epicenter of the earthquake located east Aomori Prefecture. An earthquake with a magnitude of 7.6 was recorded off the coast of Japan. The intensity of the tremors exceeded 6 points of the Japanese seismic scale from 0.7. The Meteorological Service issued a tsunami warning. This was reported by with a reference to World Japan. The earthquake occurred in the eastern of Aomori Prefecture, about 18 km northeast of the city Hachihol. The epicenter was a depth of about 15 km. Data indicates a magnitude of 7.6. According to the public broadcaster, NHK, the agency issued a tsunami warning for a Mori awaiting the central Pacific coast of Hokkaido, as well as a tsunami advisory for Miyagi, Fukushima, and the western and eastern Pacific coast of Hokkaido, and advisory people to evacuate to safer area. A tsunami may issue up to 15 centimeters was recorded in Aoi Prefecture and up to 14 centimeters in Aomori in Hokkaido Prefecture. The tsunami exceeded to reach a height of 3 meters in Hokkaido, Aomori, and Aoi. According to Kyoto News, and abnormalities were detected on the Tomari nuclear power plant in Hokkaido after the earthquake. Due to the earthquake, authorities suspended Tohoku train service in northeastern Japan. Minoru Kihara, chief secretary of Japan Cabinet Office, urged residents to affected areas to evacuate to higher ground or move to safe buildings such as evacuate shelters. According to Kihara, have been no report of abnormalities and Higashiri nuclear power plant on the time. We have reserve report and other nuclear facilities on there are currently being checked. The government will act in coordinated manner regarding the principle of prioritizing human life, he said. Japan is no stranger to strong earthquake. It is located on the ring of fire in an era of intense seismic and volcanic activity on the both sides of the Pacific Ocean. The strongest earthquake in Japanese recent history was the 9.1 magnitude earthquake in Tohoku in 2011, which caused a major tsunami and nuclear disaster.
Talimsta Guangdong province with a wind of nearly 114 km an hour on a Monday night and a neighboring Zhuangji on Tuesday. It disrupted fly closed fishing village and coastal tourist spot, but weekend is not way in Vietnam. Typhoon Talim has hit southern China and displaced 213,000 people as less weather Asia are shaken by the heavy rain and intense heat. Typhoon Talim, the fourth typhoon of this year on the coast of Jiangxi, Jiang Autonomous Region in the southern China by the second time early Tuesday morning. The region and other affected areas continued to cancel flights and trains and protect people's lives and property. In Japan, about 16 people have contracted his stacked parts of China are experiencing record high temperatures. Trees fell on moving vehicles and were through a shoe, a freezer full ice cream floated into water in the storm region in Guangdong province. Firefighters rescued passengers trapped in their car by fallen trees branches while clearing debris from road and helping other motorists escape, state media reported. Local authorities recalled about 700 fishing boats and ordered the evacuation of more than 8,200 fisheries workers as storms waves slashed the coast. The typhoon hit 2 days after a remote town in northwest province of Xinjiang. Recorded China high temperatures were recorded at 52.2 degrees Celsius. Maximum widespread near the center of typhoon reached 25 meters per second, and they expected more than northwest toward at 15 to 12 kilometers per hour.
Sorry family, ma.
We're doing everything possible to assess the damage to ensure the safety of our citizens. Emergency response team on standby, and were reported to mobilize the necessary said. Experts have noted the aftershock may continue in the coming days, potentially posing further risk to infrastructure on the daily life. Seismologists are also closely monitoring the tectonic activities in the region, determine whether the earthquake could trigger additional seismic events. While Japan's straddling building codes and helping prevent widespread structure damage in the recent years. Today, earthquake is one of the highlighting of the country vulnerability of the natural disaster. The government has consequently emphasized disaster preparedness and guiding citizens to mountain energy supply to stay informed through the official channels. For now, life is returned to normal. The most affected areas, through the many residents remain unusually. The Japanese Red Cross have been mobilized to other support in areas where people were evacuated. No major disruption to supply chain and transport infrastructure have been reported, but authorities remain vigilant and inspiration continue. The latest earthquake struck remaining an unpredictable nature of seismic activity in Japan, where vigilance to preparedness remain key and minimize potential losers. As Japan continued to assess the full impact of the 7.2 magnitude earthquake, recovery efforts as well underway. While initial reports indicate the widespread devastation have been ongoing, official stress on the situation is still involved, particularly in remote area where communication littered in brilliant disruption. Local authority alone their self-defense force of emergency service and conducted through the inspection of insurance, including bridge roads and power plants to ensure public safety. In Mega Prefecture, where the boosts of earthquake force damage buildings have been relatively minimal, thanks to the parts of earthquakes through seismic buildings code, designated the widespread power outage. This regulation have been greatly significantly reducing casualties and structure damage in recent years. However, several older structures, particularly in rural areas, have sustained damage. The repair crews have been dispatched to assess the extent of repair needed. Some residents have reported cracks, walls, broken windows, and collapsed roofs in older homes. Water and gas supply are briefly interrupted in parts of the affected region, but utility companies working quickly to restore service. In Sendai, the village city near the epicenter, authority reported spot-like black drops and disrupted telecommunications. Public work teams have been prioritizing the restoration of critical infrastructure and local hospital on high alert, ready to handle any potential surge in the patterns.